Hello everybody, welcome back to the Talent Managers podcast with Eva and
Emmy.
So I hope you've all had a really good week.
I have not.
No, I mean,
it's just been one of those weeks. I am tired. I put on my Instagram that I was really stressed. I needed help sending in recommendations for stress. I literally went to the bank, used the ATM, and as I used the ATM, the power cut out on the bank. So then I went inside and had to wait for the power to come back onto the bank. And then after I withdrew my money with the teller, I walked out and left my bank card there. Like, it's just one of those weeks.
That's not ideal. I'm trying to think how my week has been. It's kind of been very up and down.
Because I haven't seen you since last Sunday. And it's now Thursday.
So that's quite a long time for us.
It feels like I saw you yesterday, but at the same time I feel like I haven't seen you in weeks.
I know. So I just feel like we've had a very busy month. Like, we're at the end of October. Today is what, like the 27th, 28th? 27th. And I'm not being funny. See, since we were in London, I feel like we've been non-stop. We've had something on like every week.
Well, I mean, we've had 2 to 3 events minimum every week. Some in the same night. Like tonight we have 2 tonight alone. And then another one tomorrow.
And then we could have also had one on
Sunday.
We got invited to something on Saturday night as well, but we just went.
Oh, yeah, we got invited to ones. We also got invited to a second one on Friday.
Yeah.
So 2 tomorrow, then one on Saturday, and then another one on Sunday.
I think it's because it's Halloween weekend.
Yeah, it's so busy. But also, like, because of the run up to Christmas, there's all the Christmas events coming up.
I'm excited.
So our calendar is full. At least 1 to 2 events every week for the next 5 weeks.
I know, which is exciting, and I'm not being funny. I feel like I know I need that right now.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it's good, but at the same time, it's also like stressful.
I love getting invited to events because I love networking and just seeing everyone. Yeah, it's always fun. Sound like I'm complaining about all the events I need to. Not at all love them, but oh my goodness, I need a holiday. Like, I know people always say that the work that influencers do isn't real work, and like I totally get that in comparison to other jobs, but the amount of times that we are like fully booked here, there, and everywhere, it is exhausting.
I think as well because of, for us, it's like because we work in the industry, not just being like an influencer as such. It's just. It is a lot. Like, it's because we go to these events like and we like speak about work. It's not as if we're like chilling, like we're speaking about work all the time.
Oh yeah.
So
I used to love when I used to go to these events, and it used to be like I'd get like a free meal and drinks and date night out with Cami, and it was like a fun night out. Whereas like now it's still so much fun, and like love the freebies, but it's definitely work.
Yeah.
Because I think the last event I was at, we were chatting about like this event that's coming up with the people who are running the event.
Yeah.
And then also like at the same time planning business meetings to have about ongoing work and stuff. And then while I'm there, I'm like, okay, I know I need to see X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Do this and that. Like, it's not like I can, let's chill. I'm not even drinking at this event.
No. You're going to drive.
Yeah.
Taxi. I can't decide if I'm going to drink or not because we have an event tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to drink tomorrow, I think.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to drink. I'm going to... If I want to have a drink, I can have a drink.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't even think I will. I'll probably drive again tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God, okay. Who knows? We'll see. We'll update you next week. But it's also, when you're listening to this, it will be Halloween.
Oh
well,
God.
if you're listening to on the day it's released, it will be the 31st.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Sorry, but I turned on my living room lights the other night because I have fairy lights like on my curtains. And I was just like, I can't wait to put up my Christmas tree. It's not even Halloween yet. Well, now it is, but...
When do you put up your Christmas decorations?
Well, because Cami's birthday is the 12th of November.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to have his birthday and enjoy it first, and then
be Christmas.
Yeah, so he said that the earliest we can put up our Christmas tree is like the 30th of November. Which I'm like, fair enough, because I want it up before the 1st of December. But I don't want it to be too prematurely.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm also the kind of person, like, after Christmas, I like to have the tree down.
Yeah.
Because then it makes me miss Christmas. So I'd rather have it up like a month, like 4 to 6 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
To enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then take it down after, in between like Christmas and New Year's.
When I had my flat last year, the Christmas tree was up mid-November.
Yeah.
But like my family home, we don't put the Christmas tree up until like literally 10 days before Christmas.
Shut up. No, I couldn't
do that. We haven't had a big Christmas tree, like a 6-foot Christmas tree, since 2019 because we've got Lola. my cat, she would jump up the tree.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a proper Christmas tree.
Well, I haven't had a real Christmas tree in God knows how long.
No, neither.
Because with moving so much as I did growing up, we just would ship our fake one. But my parents, I think they maybe had a real one. They've had a few in their house since, but mine is fake, so I just get out the box and whip it up. I feel like when you're getting a real Christmas tree, it's a bit of a different situation.
Yeah.
And if you've got like cats and things like that, that's...
See, that's the thing, because the needles that come off the tree are like, if they go in cats and dogs' stomachs, I think that's really bad.
Yeah.
They can
so
pierce their stomach.
we just got a fake one, and I think that's why it's so easy for me to just
shut
chuck up.
I would love like a Christmas tree that is actually the size that we used to have, but Lola would actually jump up and like try and sit on it.
Yeah.
So maybe not. But anyway, that's enough Christmas talk until we can start talking about Christmas next week.
Yeah.
When it will actually be.
I love Christmas.
Yeah.
It's my favourite time of the year.
I feel like you have quite a good birthday as well, because it's like enough time between Christmas.
No, I disagree.
Do you think?
I feel like my birthday is always quite like stressed and rushed, because it's like that weird time of year where it would always be like back to school.
Right.
Like out of holiday mode.
Yeah.
But also like everyone's waiting for Halloween and like October stuff. So I feel like my birthday goes by pretty quickly, and like it's very quite forgettable.
Right. So
whereas like Ollie has the best birthday, my baby brother, because his birthday is the longest day of the year.
that is a really ideal time to have a birthday.
That's like on his birthday, that's when the sun's up for the most amount of time.
Yeah.
And then I think like it's around like the 21st of December when it's like the shortest day of the year. But it's equal distance between like birthday and Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you only have to wait 6 months and you get presents.
But this I think we're the same though, because your birthday's 3 months before Christmas.
Yeah, yours is...
It's more 2 months, but because it's right at the start of March, so it's like you have all of January, all of February, then it's my birthday. So yeah, we better get into the actual topic of today's video.
Today's
podcast.
I always keep calling it a pod. I'm like, I don't even know if that's the official name for a pod.
A podcast. Pod. Well,
but yeah, we're going to be talking about rates today, because we've been talking about this in the last few episodes, so keep talking about when we talk about the rates episode, blah blah. Yeah. So here's the rates episode. It's what you've all been waiting for, obviously. But
I think people will be quite interested. Oh my god, my voice.
I mean, yeah, like we've spoken about like influencers making money and like
how much they could possibly make, but we've not been very specific, I don't think.
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit more specific on if you're wanting to get started as an influencer yourself, or wondering like how people make money in this industry, then that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
So
I think you should start.
Yeah.
I think you should probably kick it off, because I want to see what direction you go in.
Yeah, so I was thinking like how to make money is sort of like the number one question, because people are like, how do you make money? YouTube's obviously the oldest platform, and people know that you can make money on the ads that pop up on videos. You can set up monetization with Google AdSense, and obviously your channel has to have like certain requirements, like 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers to like set up. But nowadays, like Instagram and TikTok and stuff have their own versions of platforms like that. So you have the TikTok Creator Fund, and then Reels have a Creator Fund, but it's not in the UK yet. So in America, people can apply for it and make hundreds and thousands off of their reels if they get lots of views.
Because some people, like, their views will randomly get like 1 million.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're getting paid pennies per view, and so there's different, each platform has its own form of monetization, but there's also flat fee sponsorships. So brands will pay you to sponsor their products, and then affiliate links, where like you can get paid per link click, or if someone uses your discount code or your link. What other ways are there? Because like I'll go into all of them, but I would say they're the most common ways of how you make money. I think the number one way that people make money most commonly is through paid sponsorships. Yeah. On any platform. Yeah, that's probably how they will make most of their money, unless they just so happen to get like loads of people watching their TikTok, and they'll buy from TikTok Shop, because apparently I mean, I always see people talking about TikTok Shop, but I've never personally bought anything. Have you not? I've never. Have you? Yes, and both times
the wrong things came.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I think basically we are more knowledgeable on other things. This is quite new, I would say. So with TikTok Shop, you make like a video, for example, you could be like doing your everyday makeup, and then there is a section where people can click on the links.
Yep.
So it comes up and it's like...
Because I've seen it pop up being like, oh my god, you need this top.
Yeah.
And it pops up on the bottom like, it's part of TikTok Shop. Like, you can tap and buy it through TikTok.
Yeah, that is what
So then, like, if you use those links, you get a percentage, like a commission. Yeah. So that's basically an affiliate program.
An affiliate program, yeah.
Yeah. So we spoke about it in another episode about affiliate links, because obviously we love the Amazon influencer program, because you can sign up to be an Amazon associate, and basically it gives you like your own Amazon storefront. You can add your favorite items and share links, and then every time that people buy anything from your links, you get a commission. There's also things like Arwen, which we spoke about before.
My favorite site to use with Arwen is Look Fantastic. That was my original kind of... I started using Arwen from Look Fantastic, and I've made quite a lot of money, even just from my friends using my discount code.
Yeah.
I don't post it on my Instagram as much as I should, but like I made like quite a lot.
I love a good discount code.
I know.
Like, I have to admit, there's been a few times where I used to Google like ASOS discount code or things like that, and not being able to find anything that works.
I know.
Nowadays, I go on Instagram and I type in like Superdry 10 or Superdry discount code, and then people's pictures will come up and be like, use my code blah blah for 10 to 15% off, and I will use that. I don't even know this person, but I will use that. And because I love that Instagram has that search option now, because it makes finding things so much easier. But I will always try and find a discount on any order that I place.
So things like that.
On the Brand Ambassador app, you can make your own discount code for the stores that you're affiliated with. So you set up, you apply to be like work with these brands. Like Motel used to have a shop on there. Pop Sockets, Fabletics, Burger, phone cases. Ideal of Sweden, all that. They're all on there. So you apply to be a part of it. That if they accept you, then you can go in and just make your own code, and it could be like BB for Brand Ambassador, Emmy 10.
Okay.
And for 2 weeks, it gives everyone 10% off. And then it tracks it through the app.
Yeah.
So you can set up your own codes on websites like that. You can set up links through like Arwen and stuff, Like to Know, 21 Buttons.
Yeah.
Or brands directly can give you a code and set one up for you to use, and then they'll pay you your commission through that. Yeah.
And then your commission is just set dependent on different things. Sometimes your commission is set based on how many sales you're making. If you make over, I think Look Fantastic do it where it's like, if you make between say 1,000 and 3,000 in profit and sales, then you would get, say, I've literally thrown this number out of thin air, but like 9% commission. Or sometimes the commission's actually quite good, because Amazon's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, like, I mean, when I first signed up to Amazon, I thought it was going to be nothing, because when brands are like, oh, it's gonna be like 3% or 5%, I'm like, I don't know what that means. But then you don't really understand how many people are actually gonna be like clicking your links. More people will click on your links and use your discount codes than you think, because it can literally just be like friends or mutuals just seeing your posts. And I've gone on and be like, oh shoot, like I've made like 100 quid this month from doing nothing.
I know.
And like I didn't even think. And other months it's like, oh, you've made £2, and I was like, that's great, because I haven't done anything. Like, this is what I love. I love setting up any of my talent with different streams of passive income. And if you don't know what passive income is, it's basically any type of income or way you can monetize your platform without having to directly do work. So for example, if you set up a link and then just have that link in the description of your videos, and you do nothing else other than that, and that video goes viral, people could be clicking on that link for years, and you're making a profit. You're not having to film a new video each time for someone to click on the link. It's just sitting there. So that's you just like slowly building up profits in one way, and it's so good. I think like everyone should have multiple streams of income, 100%. Especially as like a freelancer or self-employed. Yeah, I think it's really good that we make our talent aware of the whole affiliate passive income stream thing, because a lot of agencies
kind of don't really bother.
Yeah.
If, for example, if they receive an email that's like, this is just like an affiliate thing, some management would be like, oh, I'm not making any money from that.
Yep.
On the other hand, some managements take money from people when they make money from like affiliate links, which I just think is insane. But anyway,
well, it's like similar, like on YouTube you used to be signed with a network, and they would take a percentage of your monetized ads.
So like a fortune from some people.
Yeah, it was ridiculously insane. Like, it's very much dying out now.
Yeah,
I would definitely say that like the main way of making money is through paid sponsorship ads, and it's still, the rate for it is still different for each platform. But I actually have because I am making my Ultimate Guide to Being an Influencer book,
which is actually very, very good, and it's not giving you rubbish advice, which I think you'll find a lot of other places will be.
But I thought that what people are actually going to want to know is like a ballpark of how much money people can actually make.
Yeah.
So from like under 1,000 followers to over 150,000 followers, I've got general guidelines of what I would say are like the average ballpark for rates. But obviously, Eva and I always say this, well, rates are so varied and dependent on brands, because I've had brands, let's say a creator, their rate is at £400. I've had a brand pay or offer £100 for a collab, but also 4,500.
Yeah,
it's so varied.
Yeah, I think what, like, if you, for example, if you're someone who's listening to this right now, and if you work in the industry as like someone that works in like influencer marketing, not as a manager, I don't know how you're necessarily like trained through your company, but I would always say like the best way for you to approach talent managers is to tell them exactly what you want the talent to do, and then they'll come. Well, I suppose that benefits us, but
yeah, but it's also like it cuts out so much of like the middleman emails and work and stuff. Because the thing is, because if a brand comes in like, oh, we want this Instagram post, it's like, okay, but if they actually want usage and whitelisting, or they want to own the content itself, or they want to boost it for a month, or like depending on what specifically the content is, because they might mean an Instagram reel or they might mean a carousel. These are all things you can upcharge, all things that cost more. So some of the stuff that I just listed off, whitelisting is like when a brand will boost your post. So you post on Instagram and then you add like a paid partnership with a brand, they accept it, so it says this is a paid partnership with so-and-so brand. They can then go in and then on their end like put thousands of pounds behind that to be boosted for 1 million people on Instagram to see, or on Facebook and stuff. And then brands can also want to use your content, so have a copy of the content you've created and use it on their own platforms or their websites. Exclusivity, so they don't want you to work with any, it doesn't even have to be competitors. They might not, you want working with any other brands for a certain amount of time. This is all stuff that you can pay for. And there's like a good few resources out there that can help you figure out how much to pay. I would say like a general guideline. So for under 10k for Instagram wise, you could, for a grid post, you could charge anywhere. I mean, it depends on how many, if you've got like under 1,000 followers or whatever. But like ballpark, you can charge, I wouldn't say that anyone does work for anything less than £100 a grid post. No. And you could go up to over 500 on average. Yeah. So like you could still be doing £15,000 Instagram deals as a creator under 10k. Yeah. But like I would say 1 to 500 is the average for
under 10k.
Under 10k. And then for story sets, I personally, like I charge like 50 to 75% of it. And for a story set, this is 3 frames. So 3 individual frames equals 1 set of stories, because usually you need to post more than 1 story. Yeah. So for example, if your grid post is going to be £300, the Instagram stories would be 150 for a set. And obviously that's negotiable. Some brands will want 2 frames, some brands want 4 frames. Like it all varies. For a reel, always charge more for video content than grid post. So if you're charging, for example, 300 for a grid post, I'd say like 500 for a reel. Yeah. I would always say go in higher than lower. Yes. Because you can always negotiate down. I've had so many people be like, they're scared of losing opportunities, and they just accept it. Never accept the first offer that comes to you. No. Always ask for more. Yeah. And if you say that your rate's going to be £400, go in at 500 and see. Yeah. What's the worst they're going to do? Say, no, sorry, we've got 400. But if you go in at 400, they might go, oh, sorry, we've only got 300.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about learning to negotiate, and I think the more that you do it, the easier negotiating becomes.
The amount of times I've gone back to brands have been like, oh, sorry, we can't make your budgets. And I'm like, okay, so what is your budget?
Yeah, what's your highest fee?
Like, I've come back and been like, so what can you do? And they're like, oh, well, actually, we could do this if you could make that work.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going, oh, sorry, I can't make it work. And that's the end of the conversation.
No. And also, don't be scared to follow up. So, for example...
please follow up.
I know, so for example, like, see if you're speaking to a brand and you're like, okay, yeah, so a feed post for me would be £500, say, and then say, like, 2 days have passed and it's just radio silence. You know, follow up and be like, hi, just, you know, kindly following up here just to let you know that I am open to negotiating here, so let me know what your best fee here would be, something like that.
A lot of people are scared to chase. They don't want a brand to, like, get pissed off or annoyed with them, but
no,
when you're getting hundreds of emails a day,
I know,
you do have to get on it and chase.
Yeah.
So, like, I have emailed people 3 times in 1 week. I've emailed people every day until they reply. And it's fine. And sometimes if I reach out to a brand and I don't hear back, I'll follow up a week later, and sometimes they're just like, oh, sorry, don't actually have anything right now.
Yeah.
Because instead of, like, just them taking 2 seconds off their time, because their time is very valuable, to go, no, sorry, they just won't email you at all. So it's better to always know. But also, if a brand says no, you can wait a couple weeks to chase up again. It's not a no forever, it's just a no this
at
week.
That current time, like, don't be like, oh my god, they've said no, they don't want to ever work with me.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the case. A lot of the time, like, their budget's being spent elsewhere, or their gifting capacity is full for the month, you know, all that kind of thing. So
that was just under 10k. I'd just say, for, like, context for TikTok and YouTube, if you have under 10k on TikTok, I would charge up to £700-800 on TikTok, anywhere from 200 to 700. And then for YouTube, if you have around 10k for a video integration, you could be making 600 quid per video. And that's for, like, a 30 to 90 second integration.
Yeah, so, not, like, a dedicated video.
No, I would say don't ever do dedicated videos unless, like, it's something that would perform really well on your channel. Like, you can do hauls and stuff all the time. If you want to do a dedicated sponsor haul, do that. But a lot of the time, dedicated videos aren't worth it. But that's something, because I've had brands come back and be like, we want a vlog, but we want the vlog to be sponsored by us and around productivity. So you could do a whole vlog in your normal style that's sponsored by them, and to them that's full dedicated video. The other ones is like, you can't show any other product that's not ours.
Right, yeah.
So it really depends. But for around, like, 30k on Instagram, how much would you say? Because I would say, like, 30 to 50k would be, like, 600 to £1,000.
Yeah.
And then, like, over 100k is minimum 1,500 starting out.
Yeah.
I say minimum 1,500. I mean, like, for 100k, I personally wouldn't get any work that's under 1,000. With, like, 1,500 being the average.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And then I think you can charge more for TikToks because it's video content. Yeah. So that I would say, like, Instagram's the cheapest platform, then TikTok, then YouTube. But these are just, like, very vague general rates. It's so hard to, like, tell someone how much to charge.
I remember when, like, the most experience that I got working as someone, like, reaching out
for brands
was when me and Emmy kind of both did the same thing for a tanning company. So we were reaching out to talent.
But these were talent that were, like, small micro influencers on Instagram, big YouTubes, and also, like,
it was all over
celebrities.
Yeah,
full on celebrities.
Yeah, so we really saw an insight into how much people can really make. Like, I remember there was a set of YouTubers that it was literally like 2 story sets and an integrated YouTube video integrated, so it was just like a mention in a blog, right? And it was like a lot. It was like, you're talking like 20 grand.
Wow. See, I remember a YouTuber who had over 1 million and an Instagram with a couple 100,000 was doing a YouTube feature integration for 60 seconds plus an Instagram story set for 10 grand. But there was that Love Islander
Oh, right, yeah.
Whose agency, she had over 100k. Her agency were only asking for 300 quid.
Remember that?
Because I remember like a few weeks later in the press, she was coming out being like she's going back to her normal job because she can't, like, it's influencing is not all as it seems. And I'm like, yeah, but that's you, the agency you're with are giving you really, really low rates. Because there were girls making 3 times the amount who had 10k in the same campaign. Do you know what I thought the most interesting thing was that the brand itself didn't have a set rate per creator. So they basically just gave me a list of 150 people to reach out to and like handpicked talent, and I reached out to everyone and got a quote of their rates, and it doesn't matter whatever the brand said, it did not matter how many followers they had. Like if a brand came back for someone with 30k and was like, we want £1,500, the brand that I was working for was like, we'll do 1,200 for that. But then if someone who had 100,000 followers was like, we want 1,000, they're like, we'll do 950. Like they would always negotiate down but not look at their rates. They would go, how much have they said? Let's go a bit underneath that. So there was like people with 30k who were making more money than people with 100k, and it did not matter to the brand. They were just trying to stay within budget, and they went, out of these 150 people, X amount is our budget. These are the best creators that we want to work with, and sort of rates, what can we make work and where. So it was always negotiating down from the rates that were sent, but without even looking at like the follower counts and stuff. They're just like, we're tight on budget, let's just make this let's just make this work.
It was tiring.
It was very exhausting. Oh my god, I've never hated spreadsheets so much in my life. But that's another thing, spreadsheets. Oh my god, write stuff down manually or use spreadsheets, because you do need to declare your income. Like I think a lot of people think they don't have to do it until they make a certain amount, which is true, but like I've declared my income since 2015 when I was making under the threshold, and it's just always good, because when the tax man ends up coming along and wants to audit your account, you have a full record and books of documentations. So keep a hold of everything. I personally use Free Agent. I love Free Agent for all my invoicing and stuff. I use Xero. So how much do you pay for that?
So this is just a little top tip, and I feel like you've got a top tip as well, because you use that.
Free Agent.
So I use Monzo Business, and with Monzo Business you can get a certain amount of months of Xero free. So you pay a £5 a month for Monzo Business, and then so it's good if you're kind of like a starting.
Well, you see, I have RBS Business. It's free for 2 years.
That's good.
And with a business RBS account, you get Free Agent free.
I mean, the only reason that I use Xero is
because you'd used it previously.
So both the agencies that I worked for prior to being self-employed, I used Xero. So.
See, I used Free Agent because my dad told me to use it, because that's what he used.
Right.
And I feel like once you start using a software, you just know it.
Stick to it,
but I've only used Free Agent for the last year or so. So that's like over 5 years that I did just using spreadsheets.
Manual.
Yeah. So basically, I would keep track of my monthly income on my bullet journal.
Right.
And then I moved over to spreadsheets. But I would go, what are my payments from sponsorships? How much do I get paid from Google Ads for my YouTube monetization? How much am I getting paid in commission from Amazon associates? And I would individually, like each month, write down like 20 quid here, 500 quid here, 70 quid here, and then have like a monthly total. But then it like the tax month is in April, so you for each year is April to April. So that's what my spreadsheets are set up for. But I go in, you can register for self-assessment anytime, but once you've registered and your account is set up, you have to give them your self-assessment for that tax year, otherwise you will be fined. So you can register, and then it's basically a form, and it's almost like a checkbox. It's like, do you have businesses outside of the UK? Do you claim any international thing? Are you VAT exempt? It's just like yes or no, and then it's like, how much money did you make this year? So then you can be like, I made like £8,000 this year, and then it will go, okay, because you can put in basically if you have to buy like work equipment, laptops, tech, if you have work expenses from like travel and stuff. This is like getting a bit more technical, but if you keep copies of your receipts for anything that you use for work base, and it's like a work expense, for example, I have a work phone, you can then expense that. So then if for example, if I'm like, I made £8,000 and I spent 500 on equipment, then it's like, okay, so your actual running profits are 7,500. And then what it used to do is it took my national insurance number from my part-time jobs and stuff, because I would work a part-time job as well as my freelance work, and it combines them.
Right.
So what it would do is go, oh, you're actually paying more tax in your job, you get a rebate. Or it would go, you're actually in a different tax bracket and we've adjusted it, so you owe us this.
Right, okay.
Or it's going, you still are under the threshold, you just have to pay your national insurance.
Okay.
So it's a lot more simple than people think it is.
Yeah.
Like, I've helped run people through it step by step, and it's literally almost like a yes or no tick check boxes, but you just have to have that full amount of, this is how much I've made from April to April for that tax year.
Okay.
And to do that, the easiest way to track it is month to month on a spreadsheet or written down, whatever works best for you.
Does Free Agent have like a section for you to put in your expenses?
Yeah, I do that anyways, because brands will sometimes ask you to keep track of your expenses, because you can get it back on your invoice. For example, if a brand don't pay your train tickets to a location for a photo shoot, they might say, keep the expense receipt and add it to your invoice. And they don't always ask for proof of it. Sometimes they will, but I always keep copies of everything just in case. Because the tax man could go back 3 years and be like, where's the proof of this?
I know.
So it's always important to have a copy.
Is there anything else you want to touch on, or are we going to have to go get ready for this event?
I think we're going to have to go ready for this event, but I feel like we've touched upon
a lot of things.
Everything that, I mean, I just rambled on about taxes and stuff for ages.
But I think some people like need that.
Yeah, but I would say like all the information is online, and it's not as scary as you think it is, and it's not as complicated as you think it is. Everything's a lot simpler than you think.
And there's a lot of applications to help you.
Yeah, so Google and research, but also follow me on Instagram so you can see when my book comes out. It's going to come out soon. I'm finishing it up. It's right here. But it's going to go into depth, these kind of things. But yeah, we've talked about the different ways that you can make money, the different types of income that you can have as a creator, the different platforms, a ballpark of rates, and sort of an idea of how brands work and respond when it comes to negotiating payments, as well as taxes. Yeah. So I feel like that covers most things. Yeah, if you have any questions, make sure you follow Talent Managers Podcast on Instagram, because Eva always pops up boxes for questions and stuff you want to have. Yeah. And we have some more chatty Q&A episodes coming up. So if you have any questions, definitely send us a message or put them in the questions box, whatever you want to do.
Yes, and we will be back very soon with guests as well. We've said this every episode, I think. But everyone is so busy.
We've got 3 confirmed guests.
Yes.
It's just figuring out when.
I think that we're going to have a lot of guests like quite close together.
Yeah. But I feel like that would be a great season finale.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we're getting closer to Christmas.
I know.
Anyways.
Is this episode 7?
I think so, yeah. I know. We're halfway through the season.
Well, I hope you all have a good Halloween.
Yeah, enjoy. Eva and I are going to go out to this event now.
And yeah, so we'll speak to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.